Activity number 4 is something that they have done, but not in this particular format. They've always done writing in school. They've always had to write certain things, but they have not had to do it in this particular way. They are going to be putting together a newspaper. And as you know, your newspaper layout sheets, there are 4 of them, 4 different headings with sports, entertainment, school news, and business. Now, you could put these, now first of all, I would post them up on the board, make sure they're stuck up on the board so they can physically see them. You could say, which section would you like to write in? And you may find that everybody wants to write in a certain section and nobody wants to write in another section. One of the things I've done that has worked pretty well is that I made up, if I have 20 children, I would make 5 of each of these 4 headings and cut them up on little papers. So I've got 5 that say sports, 5 that say entertainment, put them in a little bucket or a little container and have them choose a part of the newspaper that they will write for. Now, they're not always happy with that decision, and it may be that they, sometimes, for example, they'll say, oh, I don't really like sports. I wanted to write about my dog or whatever. And I'd say, well, maybe there'd be a competition for pets. And it could be a sports kind of a thing. What do you think about that? Do you think you could write a story for the sports section about your pet? And then they get a new idea. So try to work with what they would like to do. If they're complaining that they don't want to work on that business section, you might say, I really wanted to do school news. And you could say, well, what are you going to write about? Well, you know, like we're going to have this fun day or whatever, something out there. And I'd say, well, suppose that was a business. You know, how would you make that a business? What you're going to be doing in school. Could you write that for a business story? And so kind of get them to think of a new way of approaching it rather than what's locked in their brain. And that would be fun. So that might be an equal way to get all of the sections covered. The other thing is that when they get this Post-it, which is the limited space that they have, and as you know, it fits right there. They stick those right up on the poster. They're going to start right off the bat by trying to write what they have to write on here. Because they're not familiar with this format, that's not what you want them to do, or that's not what I do. I would always have them take out some plain scrap paper or whatever and start writing down their ideas. What's your story about? What's it going to be about? What's the headline? You only got a line and a half. You've got to make a short headline out of it. What's the byline all about? What does that mean? The byline is who the story is by. It's the byline. And I would show them today's newspaper. Front page in particular is usually pretty obvious, and the person who wrote the article's byline is right under the headline for that story. So they begin to recognize that, hey, the byline is me. Who, what, where, when, why. They need to write that stuff on a big sheet of paper. Let you and the teacher take a look at it to see if it's concise enough. It won't be initially. You'll need to get them down to a single sentence to give that definition, that information. And when it's done, then they can put it on this piece, and then they can post it on the wall when it's done real.